It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, it's the Conjugal Visits here on KGFRocks.com and through Spreaker. Good evening, everyone. I'm Free Ride along with my good friend Guido. Guido?
Hey.
Hey. It's the Green Giant over there in Buffalo. Hey.
That's it.
You had some action up there in Buffalo, huh?
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say that. They had some, I don't know what you want to call them. They want to call them white supremacists or whatever, but they had a rally here. And, the shit's just getting ridiculous with everything. I mean, it's almost like people want this country to
divide.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. I just don't get it. But I guess it's always been that way. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's stupid. We're all Americans, right? I mean, I just think it's ridiculous that they go through all that crap.
Well, the only thing that bothers me about it, and I don't want to really get into it because, I don't want to get political tonight. I really don't.
I don't either.
And the whole thing about it is if everybody wants to be equal, then there shouldn't be any fucking groups.
Correct. But you can't ban them, and people are going to think the way they want to think any fucking way. So fuck them. I don't know. But anyway. So here I am. I have it's confirmed. I have a kidney stone.
Wow.
It's kicking my ass. I've been kind of in hiatus for the last 3 or 4 days, and the pain is finally subsiding. But I can guarantee a trip to the urologist here shortly.
It's always fun.
Yeah, it's really going to suck. But hey, we do have an announcement tonight. Last week, I was doing the interview with Peter Graigs, and Spreaker went fucking stupid on me. And it locked up, and it just got really ridiculous on me. And so we lost the interview. But tonight, we were supposed to have Piano Dan, but I guess he had other obligations somewhere. And so he won't be our guest tonight. But we have Peter Graigs coming back on. And it's great. So we're really happy we're going to have Peter on. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And he's from Canada. And he lives over... Huh? Yeah, he's from the Great White North.
Yeah.
He is from the Great White North, and he lives in Pittsburgh, I think, or over there in Pennsylvania or something. We're going to find out exactly where he's from.
Was he Canada or America?
Well, he was raised in Canada,
okay.
And now he resides here with his wife, I think. And and he does all of his music down here, so I'm guessing he likes it here. So we're going to find out more about what Peter does here shortly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll bring him in here.
I also was down for the count this week too.
Yeah. Well, you went to the Disturbed concert and you got disturbed, man. Tell us what happened.
I got real disturbed. Well, I am in my 40s, and don't know why I thought I was younger, but I decided to enter a mosh pit. And the thing about the mosh pit is I was in there with my friends or my cousins, amateur wrestler friends, and they were cool about it. They were big dudes. They were knocking me the fuck around. It was fine. No problem. Well, the one dude knocked me down, and some other asshole from out of the crowd decided to step on my knee. So,
oh no.
But the wrestler dude that I was with, who was really big, punched him in the face and knocked him out with one shot. So I guess it was worth it. But I'm not 22. I'm 42. So I need to not be in the mosh pit with the youngins.
Well, Yeah, and our audience agrees with you on that. I think that you and I both should stay out of the fucking mosh pits. That's for sure. I never saw what the appeal was to knocking the shit out of each other.
You
I
want to
never
know
got
something crazy? That was the first time I ever was in one.
and you got injured. See, you
Yeah.
needed more practice. You should
Well,
have
I
mosh
was-
pitted in your living room before you went to the show.
Well, see, I wouldn't have mosh pitted if I didn't drink a half a bottle of Southern Comfort before the concert.
Oh, Southern Comfort. No
Yeah.
kidding, huh?
And I had beer too, and then I spent like drinks at the venue. I mean, the tickets cost like $40. 2 drinks cost like $40 there.
Right, right.
You know?
That's
It's
normal.
ridiculous. And once you're
It is.
drunk already and you're drinking, you got that buzz going, you're going to go buy the $20 drink because you want more.
Oh, have you ever gone to a concert where your hangover started before the show was over?
Oh, pretty much. Yeah.
And then you just say, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never done that. I've passed out and had to be carried out before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Had to be carried out. What show was that?
Well, let me pick one. There was a couple. Yeah, really. One was Metallica, and it was Metallica, but it was just Metallica. They had no opening band. It was like 93 or 4, and I got really fucked up on this thing called Cisco.
Yeah.
And I passed out. I was only 93. I was 19, so I wasn't
You
like
couldn't handle your drugs.
a seasoned pro,
Right, exactly.
And then there's time where I was at the Grateful Dead show in Buffalo, and we bought balloons. I thought they were helium balloons, so I suck on the air to change my voice, and they weren't really helium balloons. They were filled with nitrous oxide. I did about 5 or 6 of them, and then somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, man, you want this tattoo?" And I'm like, "Cool. Oh, a fucking Scooby-Doo tattoo." Gave me like 2 or 3 of them. I licked them, put them on my arm, and my best friend said, "I'll see you later, man." I'm like, "What do you mean you'll see me?" He goes, "That was just 3 hits of acid you put on your arm."
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I woke up in a tent, in somebody's tent, in the middle of the Bill Stadium parking lot. Yeah. The next day.
Stay away from the brown acid, man.
Yeah. And I had I had one shoe and no shirt when I got up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, thank God I had pants on.
I freaking went to a concert once, and I was tripping so hard that I actually had to leave. I went to Black Sabbath, and we were frying so bad that we just had to bolt. We said, "I've had enough." It was intense. It really was intense. I'm trying to bring MJ in, and she's having trouble with Skype again.
She just don't like us.
I don't think she likes us at all.
Yeah. Well, I don't like us either.
Yeah.
But I got to deal with us.
Yeah, we got to deal with each other, man.
Yeah.
We got to deal with each other.
I just I don't get sometimes why people want to DJ and then they don't. People, if you want to DJ out, then you're serious about it. Call us.
Well, yeah. If you're serious about it, I mean, I've had a couple. Hello, MJ.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sweet Roll?
I'm doing great.
She's like a cinnamon cake. You know that? She's just like that real sweet coffee cake that you have in the morning with your wake and bake. Have you ever done that, MJ, where you sat down and had your morning coffee and baked a little bit, and then had your cinnamon rolls nice and warm?
Yes.
Oh, that is a pleasure that everyone should have that on their bucket list.
Have you seen that mug that is an actual coffee mug, but it's also a bowl that you can smoke weed out of?
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, really? Wake
I
and bake?
want one, yeah.
I got that. I got the cereal bowl, too.
Really?
Yeah.
And does it work?
Yeah, but my breakfast mostly consists of coffee, bacon, and cigarettes.
I love bacon.
Well, who doesn't? Unless you're, a Muslim and you can't eat it. But it's like when someone says to me they don't like bacon and they're not religious and they just don't eat bacon, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my God, it's bacon.
Yeah, it's like, and you can never get enough of it. And I would eat bacon on everything if I could.
Me too. Bacon's just amazing.
And cheese. I love cheese.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. It's because I'm a stoner, so it's nice to have shredded cheese in your fridge because you can make fucking chips and cheese. You can make a grilled cheese. You can make cheese out of the bag. I mean, it's so amazing.
Yeah, I love cheese. I just had a piece of string cheese. I love string cheese.
String cheese is good. Matter of fact, there's right where I live, MJ, there across the street from me, literally, is a place called Sorrento Cheese, and they make string cheese.
Best cheese in the world.
Yeah, it's right across the street from my house. They make make string cheese, yeah, mozzarella cheese, ricotta cheese, and let me tell you something. In the mother effing summertime, when that mother freaking plant is pumping out that cheese, it smells so damn bad that you will hate cheese.
Yeah, it stinks.
I can imagine. That'd be gross.
Yeah.
Hey, so how was the Disturbed concert?
I got injured.
How'd that happen?
I was a stupid 40-something that decided to mosh pit with a bunch of young 20-somethings.
Oh, you know what, though? I give you props for doing it, so high five.
Yeah, it was on his bucket
my
list.
knee stepped on. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it was great. Disturbed was, I mean, I like Disturbed. I always have. And,
yeah, they're great live.
They're like the same age as me. So they they had the same influence as I did. But they put on such an amazing show that they kicked all the other bands' asses on this thing.
Yeah, I believe you. I've seen them a couple times live, and they always did an amazing, amazing show.
Except for the singers, he's gaining some weight there. He's looking a little portly, but I said he wears those things on his chin so he can hide that second chin, But I love him.
Little second chin. He just likes to eat.
Yeah, that's why I got the goatee, because I look like a fat 10-year-old if I did.
A fat 10-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a baby face, and then it's not good. But how is California now? Is it hot?
California's fucking hot. We've been in the triple digits the last 3 or 4 days. We're
really
teetering back between 90 and 100. So
that sucks bad.
It does. But
between 90 and 100.
I'm nice because I've got 2 air conditioners going, and I'm just ooh, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Well, when it's so hot though that you can't go outside of your house, it's like here in the winter here, okay, in Buffalo, New York, you can't really do shit, okay? You're stuck in the house. Mm-hmm. And I just don't. The same thing here in Buffalo right now. It's in the 80s and 90s, which is hot for us. It's like being 104 for you,
that always trips me out. Just anybody who lives on high elevations, that you guys have hot and cold. It's weird. You can have snow one day and be 90 degrees the next day. It's crazy.
It is, but that's how it is here. We go through extremes, and then it's like we get stuck in the house in the wintertime, and then when it gets really hot here, we're all stuck in the house in the AC, and it's like, when do we get that happy medium? Well, we do get it. We get in October. We get great weather, and so we get about a month of good weather, and then the rest is either hot or cold. Same with Free Ride State, too. His is
it's been crazy. The humidity is so horrible.
Yeah, that's how it is for my hooligan in Pennsylvania. He's been humid, hot, and rainy, which I think is weird to have so much rain and have it be 80 or 90 degrees. I don't think I could. Yeah, that's crazy. Humidity sucks.
Yeah, humidity is just horrid. And everybody says, oh, well, it's only 89 degrees. Well, yeah, but with the humidity, it's 97.
Yeah, it feels like 10. You'd rather have dry heat.
Last week we hit 100 for the first time this year. Last weekend, wow. And with that, the heat factor was 111.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hot. It was.
That's
hot.
like in my bedroom when I'm making magic.
But it didn't set a record. The record was. You ready for this, man? The record was 105 back in 1934. And for that date, and can you imagine back in 1934? Nobody had AC.
No. They barely had
Oh,
fans
that's
in 1934.
People were probably dying by the droves.
Yeah, 1934. Unless you were rich, you didn't even have a freaking fan.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine being stuck outside in that and wearing a coonskin cap and a big old.
that would have
Wearing a
Well, we all have fans now because I have arrived.
Oh yeah, you've got all the biggest fans is what you've got. Yeah,
Well, why don't you tell us a little more about the summer of 1934, Free Ride?
That was the year he turned 10.
Well, actually,
Oh
I'll
my
tell you a
God.
little bit about it. It was during the Dust Bowl. Matter of fact,
Game.
it was after the Dust Bowl that this occurred, and they said that the contributing factor was from the dust, from the Great Dust Bowl in the West, in Texas and Oklahoma and all those places.
Is that where Kansas got that song from?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The Great Dust Bowl. Yeah, so it was one of those things.
Well, probably
Hooligan.
not, Guido, because it wasn't too windy because it was so hot. I don't know. Bad joke. Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah. Dum-dum.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty hot. But I got to go to the beach a couple days ago, so that was really nice.
What beach
what
do you
did
go
you wear
to?
at the beach?
I live near Santa Cruz. I'm literally like about 25 to 30 minutes away from Santa Cruz,
Well,
California.
that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
So it's really beautiful over
Was
there.
it a nude beach?
No, I didn't go to the nude beach, but I went to the boardwalk.
Why
Okay.
did you go to the nude beach?
Because I went with my parents, and I don't think that they would
Nobody
be.
wants
Now,
to see that.
however, I have gone to the Red, White, and Blue Beach, which is the nude beach in Santa Cruz, and yeah, if you're gonna do the nude beach, my recommendation is this: don't go on a windy day because when the freaking sand hits your naked skin, it hurts.
It hurts.
And also,
Don't go to the naked beach on
also-
windy day.
please don't go on Jenny Craig Day.
What's Jenny Craig Day? Oh, you're saying that's not nice, considering that you've got a belly.
That's okay for a man.
Hey, give
Whatever,
the
it's
guy
okay for
credit.
anybody to have a belly.
MJ,
Yeah.
that was one of the best. That was one of the only good jokes I've ever heard him say. So
It's hilarious. That is on a scale of 1 to 10. That was about a
Wait,
9.
if you don't like his joke, write him and tell him he's a big fat.
And I will give you 5% off on Jenny Craig Day.
Well, listen. Jenny Craig has done wonders for Marie Osmond.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Fuck, she is fucking hot, man.
What is that? The name of her liposurgery person? Because I don't know if that was just from those meals.
No, you know what? I think she lost 50 pounds, man.
No, they said, hey,
pounds.
we're going to give you like $1 million if you can lose 50 pounds.
Well,
She took her phone and she dialed her doctor and said, now.
She
Now.
also did Dancing with the Stars, which helped her a lot. She lost a lot of weight dancing.
Yeah, Al Roker. Remember when Al Roker got skinny?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, he looked weird. Looked like fat bastard at the end of the movie when he had all the flab hanging down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a chubby girl and I like to eat, so I'm proud of it.
No, that chubby's fine. You know.
I have big.
You know, it's a chubby girl too, man.
Yeah, I am. I got
What
an
do
A
you
cup.
think? When you look at
I can turn the camera on. I'm shirtless if you want to see.
nobody
We're
wants to
all
see-
right.
nobody
Make sure you
wants to
show.
see your
Make
man
sure you show
boobs.
all the listeners at home. We'll put a picture up on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
that's disgusting. That's just
I'm-
sick.
I'm not-
Now we take bets.
Go ahead.
What do you think, guys? What do you think? Is Marie Osmond shaved, trimmed nicely,
Oh,
or have a landing
Jesus.
strip? What do you
She's
think?
got a full-on 70s bush.
Yeah.
She got
Jeez,
a 70s
she's like-
bush.
For
You
sure.
think?
Yeah, she's
I
like
don't think so.
Absolutely.
I think it's neatly trimmed, to be honest.
I don't know, and I really don't care. no,
Oh, come on. You'd like to see that naked, wouldn't you?
I don't. I mean, she's pretty, but no, I don't know.
No?
Do you know,
Okay.
there's this other product that she uses too a lot of called Mary Kay
Right.
makeup. She's probably not that pretty. Donny Osmond's probably more pretty.
Hooligan says it's a jungle.
It's a jungle.
It's
It is a
gotta be-
jungle.
It is a jungle.
It's a jungle. Yeah.
There's
How
like
about you guys? Are you guys got a jungle down there? Or do you guys shave? Like, what's up with that?
this month I got the jungle going on. I look like Ron Jeremy when his first porn right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was standing next to Guido the other day when he went and took a leak, and he unzipped, and I heard come about a zipper, so I wasn't sure.
It's so bad that I'm going this week to get
there.
a Sex Panther tattoo because of it.
You're getting a Sex Panther?
Yeah.
You know what? We need another girl up in here.
We got
Why?
a chance.
If there's any ladies out there that want to come and help me someday with these boys,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
hit
you know,
us,
we've asked.
Are we,
We've asked.
see that, ladies? We're too much for one woman. You see
For
that?
real.
We asked Nighty Fox if she wanted to come in. She never answered us. So,
Aw.
yeah. So we were
Well,
gonna
did you
bring her
did you
in
make a
tonight.
mistake and tell her Guido was going to be there?
No, I you know, she did. She already knows that Guido's going to be.
Oh.
here.
Oh, she
that's
loves me.
Yeah, she seems to like Guido a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's sweet on Guido.
Yeah, Nighty Fox and Guido, they got a thing going on.
That's because, it's like I'm Guido. It's that Italian perception. I'm like, God, he's Adonis. You don't even have to see me, And
Oh,
it's just
Jesus.
like, that's no, Italians are like that,
You know what, though? I like the confidence. I like it because I think anybody who has good confidence about themselves, loves themselves,
Right.
people can see it and people will agree with you.
But I'm not conceited, though. I'm convinced.
I am.
Conceited people think they look good. I know.
I know I look good.
So there's a big
I'm okay.
difference.
I clean up well. And,
Yeah, and then he takes the turtle wax for the noggin, and he's all good.
I am neatly.
You know, I
trimmed.
like a bald head, though. I find it very sexy and attractive.
Well,
yeah,
you
but
do
he's
know.
not Stone Cold Steve Austin bald.
No, I'm
He's
not.
He's
No.
more like that dude from the Goonies bald.
I've been told I got a good shape.
Guys.
Yeah, I got a good shape. I mean, my shape is good. I mean, I need to be bald, shaved, because my head shape is really good. I mean, some people can't wear it bald. They look stupid bald, but I don't think I look stupid bald. I look at myself and I do okay. You know that God gave us men two heads, right?
And
But-
one
but-
brain.
But he only gave us enough blood to run one at a time. We can only use one at a time. So once the flow goes down south, then you're not thinking with your brain, you're thinking with your Johnson. So
Well, see, it's unfair. Men have that unfair thing because, like, if a woman gets turned on at the beach, and nobody's gonna know. But if a man gets turned on, it's tent city.
oh, those
Yeah.
nips, they stand up, man.
All right, dude. Some guy with the tent pole pitching or nips like that, you're not gonna see from down the beach, but you're gonna see it, especially
see the
mine,
pole.
from the other side of the beach.
Especially yours. What are you saying?
There's only so much a speedo could hold in.
You know what they
Oh,
say?
that's
If you
disgusting.
brag about it, you ain't got it. I don't know.
No, speedos are not that much material.
Yeah, I can see it now. He's got all this big black curly hair hanging out the side of his fucking Speedo.
Yeah,
He's got-
it's my man taco meat.
Man, taco.
Taco.
Yeah, you want
Man,
taco?
taco. Oh, you've got a
So you're
camel toe?
not, so wait, that's what I was gonna say. So if you have a man taco, does that mean that you're not circumcised? Because
No, that just means my ass has a hemorrhoid, so it's got a
oh my god!
Oh, by the way, Guido, I'm not coming over for dinner tomorrow night.
yeah.
He's not coming over for dinner. Does
That's
Guido
all right.
wash his hands at the restaurant?
No, I think he does. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Well, it's hard to remember because he's always in the bathroom taking a shit, so I don't know if he's actually ever, not taking a shit.
Why take a shit
he,
at home?
he
when you
shits
get
on
to
the
take a
clock?
shit at work?
He shits on your clock, huh?
Shit on all the
Yeah.
clocks.
On my what?
He shits on your clock. He takes a shit while he's on the clock.
It's too bad you can't smoke in there because I'd be smoking.
We've
and
had
shit.
discussions about this before. He's a time bandit. He's stealing
Yeah.
boss's time.
I
He's
do.
a
I don't
time
mind
bandit.
us shit on the clock. It's when there's 3 or 4 that I start getting a little
Getting
anxious.
paid to,
Yeah.
Guido's motto is getting paid to take a shit is the best shit of all. So
I did, and I agree with it.
The
It's-
only.
when I used to go to work when I was a maintenance guy one time, this is what I would do. I'd grab the newspaper, get there at 7, clock in, go to take a shit for till 7:30, read the newspaper. Half the time I didn't have to shit, but it was just a nice
And
place.
that's why you have a hemorrhoid. Go on.
Right. Then I'd get up. Then at 7:30 I go get my coffee and have that till about 8. Then I get the tools I needed for the day, and by that time it was 9 o'clock break.
Guido, you must at home. Hooligan says he always holds his shit until he gets to work. So do you have do you have what's called a a shit stool? There,
He
Julio?
does. Anthony's got
I do.
Chaz
I got one.
He's got
Chad,
a.
you got a shit stool?
got
Where
a
you put your
squatty
feet up on the
potty.
little stool while
A
you take a
squatty
shit?
potty, does that shit really work?
Does that work?
Yeah, I
Make
think
you
so.
shit better? Does it?
I don't even realize I use it. You know what I mean? It's like not like it's not like it's uncomfortable by any means. I enjoy my dumps on it, but I also enjoy my dumps when I'm not using it. So I can't say, but it doesn't like hurt me or anything for sure. I've never noticed
I
anything
understand
bad.
it
So
makes it come a
So,
lot
have
easier.
you guys
Reduce-
used
That's what she said.
the poopery thing? The
What is
poopery
that?
thing? It's like a spray that you spray in the toilet and it makes your shit smell good.
No, that one worked for me.
No,
I think it's called poopery.
Yeah, no.
Potpourri?
They actually asked me if they can, bottle my shit for the stink spray.
You know, speaking of shit, did you hear that the Japanese are coming up with a new cafe where they're gonna make like
Yeah, the shit stools. Yeah.
Well, no. It's a pastry. It's like a pastry place where you can go have coffee and everything is in shape of poop and shit. Like
Right.
just shit everywhere, but you're
They got
eating
ones
it.
that their toilets are the seats.
That's crazy. I don't know if I could do it. I'd probably want to vomit as I was trying to eat.
Oh man, I've ate an order for chicken wings on the pot once.
that's gross. I can't do that.
I don't know. Is this barbecue sauce or poop? I don't know.
Oh my god.
barbecue
And
sauce.
then poop. Y'all love to poop.
Yeah, we like talking about it at least.
Yeah.
That's for
We at
sure.
least like
That's
talking
what men.
about
It's
poop.
women. You want to know what men talk about, like when they're alone. It's poop and boobs. That's it.
Poop and boobs.
And sometimes music, but that's about it.
Sometimes politics, but this is a politic-free show today.
It is. It
I am
is. It's-
so sick of politics. I can't wait for it
Oh,
to
I
just
can't wait
be
for it
all
to be over. Well, we got something I wanted to talk about real quick. There's a guy here in Missouri that's going to be on the primary ticket. He's a Democrat. Nobody's perfect, okay, but he's a Democrat, and his name is Chief Wannadoobie.
I like that. Want
He-
to be.
And he is an advocate for marijuana and the legalization thereof, and he is running for the state. He's running for the governor of Missouri to try and get on the Democratic ticket. I think he set his sights a little too high by going for governor.
Right. Isn't he? But he's running with that other politician, that female lady, Ashley Roachcliffe.
Yes, yes. She is actually,
Yeah.
Ashley Roachcliffe is actually
That's a real
running for-
person?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she is running for. She is actually running for lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor, right?
Yeah, and running right along with Chief Wannadoobie.
Right.
Oh my
Now, if you
god.
don't believe
Free
me,
ride. Free ride. Did Jimmy Clambake ever win or no?
no, Jimmy Clambake was kicked off because he showed his air on the air. Okay, so they kicked him off. But Chief Wannadoobie is running actually, and he's got my vote. I'm going to go in on the primary and actually vote
I just
Democrat.
vote for him because the name is fucking cool.
Yeah, that's why
That's
I'm.
coming up in California
Because
too.
really, we're not going to really talk about politics, but that's what most people vote for
Hey,
now.
it's okay. It's okay
That's
to
how they
talk
vote now.
about me.
They're like, oh, he's this, or he's that, or she's this. She's a woman. I'm gonna vote for her. Nobody fucking cares what you have to say. They just vote for you because you look good in a dress or something.
I think
Thank you.
pot should be legalized in every state, and we should start taxing it. We can make so much money.
Right.
Every state can make so much money if they would just legalize it.
But they won't. They won't because there's more money in keeping it illegal for the federal government than it
Yeah.
is to legalize it. There's more
No,
money
there's
in it.
really not because they're showing.
Think about all the
studies where it's
cars
not.
and the computers
Yeah,
and the,
but
and the
think
bank
about
accounts
all the
they
money
seize.
that they're spending billions of dollars a year to keep those fuckers in jail for selling marijuana.
No, but see, the jails are not for profit. The jails are for profit,
What
and
do
they
you-
keep them fucking people locked up for profit.
That's true. That's true.
They
A
keep
lot
those
of the
people
privately
locked up
owned
for
jails
profit,
are
man.
fucked.
That's what
I don't
it's
think
all
there's
about.
any privately owned jails in the state of New York.
Everything is privately owned, and none of them are non-profit, and they keep you locked up to keep the money coming. They keep you in school when you're in school for the money. They make sure you stay in school for the money. They make sure you stay in jail for the money.
I don't
That's
agree
true.
with that. I don't agree with that only because New York State, the land of the fucking laws, just legalized it for medicinal purposes. So for New York State to start getting on the bandwagon, I think it's costing them too much money and to fight this. When people could be put in jail that need to be put in jail, and they could stop violent crimes instead of wasting their time on busting potheads.
I think they need to stop putting people in jail for drug abuse. Like, get them some help if it's really a bad thing.
Right.
Instead of locking you up isn't going to help you. Like, you need some kind of help.
Well, yeah,
They don't even treat the schizophrenia. They don't treat anybody anymore.
Yeah,
I remember
that's sad.
that all the homeless were at the psych ward. That's what
I think that's what pisses me off is that all this money, like, okay, I know we're not talking about, but you know that for each president candidate to run, it cost over $1 billion for them to do their campaign. Can you imagine what we could do with $1 billion?
Yeah,
This is the first time.
Like, it's sad.
This is the first time. This is the first time that a candidate will go over $1.2 million. And
It's
that is
insane.
Hillary
It's fucking
Clinton.
insane. Yeah, it's insane.
Hillary Clinton will spend over $1 billion on this campaign.
but I don't understand what they spend it on. Okay, are you spending on okay, you're doing some commercials or whatever? I haven't even seen that many commercials. So how are you spending $1 billion running for president?
That's a
Well,
good
that's a great question, Guido. That is a great question.
Yeah, I
They're
think that's a
spending-
good question.
They're spending it. See, this is what keeps the media alive, is the money. That's another thing.
Right.
These media outlets, these guys they're in it for the money, man. That's all there is. They're not interested in informing you or protecting
no,
you
they're
from
not.
the government.
They
They're
tell us
not
to-
anymore. They
No.
used to be. They used to be in it for protecting the American people.
The American media now is like the Inquirer. They make their shit up.
Oh, yes,
Right,
they do. And they
exactly.
fucking only tell us what they want us to know, but they don't really report nothing. They don't report shit. You want to know what really goes on? Go on Twitter. People will report it for you and tell you exactly what's going on.
The only news reporter that tells the truth is Ron Burgundy, and that's it.
I love Ron Burgundy.
Cat died in the middle of the road today. I mean, that's the news. That's what you want to hear. You want to know that, San Diego means whale's vagina. That's fucking news.
That's true. That's very
I
true.
agree.
But, no, it's true. The news, I think the media, and then the problem is you got these news channels, 24-hour news networks. One is so fucking one way, and one is so fucking the other way. It's like, so if you constantly watch one, you're going to have a different thought process than if you watch the other one.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's another great point of view there. That's another completely great point of view that you have there, because not only are they split, there's several networks out there that aren't what they used to be. I remember ABC used to be the big chief. ABC until Fox came along. Okay?
Yeah, but now ABC's owned by Disney now, so they have to be neutral. They can't cause waves. They're a Disney company.
The press used to protect us from the government and tell us that's how Watergate happened. That's how all that stuff happened, was because the press was protecting us. Okay, right. They don't protect us anymore. And another thing, one more thing for you to think about, just for a second. I lost my train of thought. One more thing to think about is. Actually, I'm having a sneeze attack as we speak.
Well, the thing that aggravates me is, like, if you listen to even radio media, most of them are like Democratic views, except for Rush Limbaugh and maybe a few others. Okay, it's not fair. It's not split. We're not being informed on everything.
I don't really think the media should have a Democratic or just report the fucking news.
That's exactly the way it used to be.
Just tell us what the hell's going on in the world.
That's what it used to be, and it's not that way
and
anymore.
Don't
They're not
focus
journalists.
on just one thing to piss everybody off.
It's like the song "Dirty
Because
Laundry."
that's what they're doing. The media, they put shit out to rile everybody up.
Yeah.
And piss everyone off.
Think about it this way. 25 years ago, kids. 25 years ago, kids, think about this for a second. 25 years ago, the shooting down in Dallas, we wouldn't have heard about it for 3 days. We'd have seen it in the paper.
Yeah.
But see,
and
here's
found
the
out about
difference with the media too, dude. They have to be different than 25 years ago because they didn't have the internet 25 years ago. They want to get it out before we get it out and tell the real story. Because if you want the real news, you go to internet and you'll find the real fucking news because people that were there will tell you this is what happened for real, you know. And the media's got to jump on it before the common people jump on it.
Right,
Because
exactly.
25 years ago, nobody had any news source except for the newspaper or the
Right.
television.
Well-
Now, it's all over the place. You can get it on your phone. Anywhere.
Exactly. I mean, people in St. Louis didn't hear about the Titanic till 2 weeks after it happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Oh,
not that this shit is happening more now. It's just that we're finding it out sooner.
Shit,
We're
people
on
didn't know
a
Abraham Lincoln got shot for months.
For months, exactly. But now, when you think about it, it's instant. Everything is instant. So there's not more crazy people and more crazy things happening. It's just that we're finding out about it a lot faster today than we
we're
ever
also
did.
finding about what happens in other people's neck of the woods. I mean, even if in Buffalo, if there was some guy that was a rapist, you would not hear about it in Missouri 25 years ago.
Right.
You know, but now you do.
That's exactly right. Well, boy, what a great conversation. Shit, we needed an hour for that one.
It was like an adult talk and everything.
Damn, we were talking. We weren't joking. And all, poor Chaz is over there being quiet. Our guest
I'm not an adult.
Because you're not an adult, still a child. Our guest is chomping at the bit to come in and talk with us. So we're gonna
Let him
end
in.
this.
You fucked up his interview last week.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck up this.
Oh,
interview.
the guy from last week. He wasn't. What happened?
The computer crashed.
Oh, I saw that. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, it was really bad. But you and I had a great conversation last week.
We did. I tried as best as I could.
Yeah, you did good. You did good. well, sweetheart, we're gonna let you go and bring
Well,
Peter
thank you
in.
very much for having me. I had a blast, and I always like shooting the shit with you guys.
Well, thanks for coming in as always, and we wouldn't be the conjugal visits without you, sweetheart.
Aw, well, thank you.
Okay.
You're a sweetie, and I just love you guys. You guys are awesome, and keep rocking. And thank you to the listeners. Keep it tuned, because KGF rocks.
Yeah.
Excellent. See you, baby.
Great promo.
All right, bye, you guys. Mwah.
Bye. Okay, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna go ahead and play the January Man. That's one of his songs off of his last album, and we'll be rocking that out, and then we'll be right back with our very special guest, Peter Graigs, KGFRocks.com. Yeah, rocking song there. That was the January Man, and that was from our guest tonight, Mr. Peter Graigs. Good evening, Peter. How are you, man?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me here, man.
Oh, no, we're glad to have you back, and I'm glad it worked out this way. It's kind of cool, huh?
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
That's because me and Chaz were off last week because we were at a Disturbed concert and he couldn't, push the play.
I couldn't push. I pushed the play button, but it didn't work. So it kind of cut us off there, and it was kind of sad. I was upset about it. Maybe that's what made my kidney stone flare up. Was I was so upset about it. I said, "Damn." Oh well, shit happens. But anyways, how are you, Peter? All right.
I'm pretty good.
Good. Well, you just listened to January Man, and I had the opportunity to talk with you last week for a short, anyway. So, give us an idea. Give us an idea where you're from, man. As far as your music is concerned.
Well, I'm originally from Montreal, Canada. So yeah, I've been here for a few years and living here in a town called Cannonsburg. It's about, I would say, 25, 30 minutes south from Pittsburgh. It's a nice little town. So I got a little studio here and everything, and all the recordings I do is here. So
now you're from Canada originally. Were you influenced by mostly American rock or music, or did you have a lot of Canadian influence too?
Not necessarily. I have too many influences. I know a lot of people. They ask me, "Who do you like? Who's your favorite bass player?" All music is good. I go from classical to some pop stuff I like, But no, it's more. I can't say I'm influenced from anybody to write the music I do. It's just my inner self.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You know, and the same. I live in Buffalo, New York, which is so close to Canada, where
Yep.
we listen to. I've known a lot of Canadian music, and I grew up with a lot of it. And bands like that other people might not have heard. Like the band Toronto and all these other bands that
Oh yeah.
you might not have heard for other places in the U.S. So I've always just enjoyed both musics too, Canadian, American, English, whatever. Like you say, it's music and it should come from inside you or make you feel a certain way. It doesn't matter where the hell it's from.
Exactly. No, I'm pretty much aware. Like just what you just said, a lot of Canadian bands. Even my wife would tell you remember this band Toronto, or you remember April One, or Loverboy, or my God, I'm trying to think.
Rush.
Some older names there that from the '80s and all that, and a lot of bands weren't played here in the United States.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I'm so glad actually that I live so close to Canada because I do love some of it now. And I think they used to have, I don't know if they still have this rule in Canada, 30% of the music had to be Canadian made or something.
I don't recall that much because we had a lot of American music playing up there too.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I listen to the Kim Mitchell radio show.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
Kim Mitchell. I love that
He's
guy.
pretty cool. Yeah, he puts on a good show too. But so you've been here in the United States for a few years. Did you come here because you felt it's easier to break into music here than in Canada?
When I was touring in the past with some other bands, I mean, I've been in and out from the United States. I always loved United States, even when I was coming to travel. And I know a lot of people that ask me why here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh reminds me a little bit of Montreal, so it's a miniature side of it. So it's not as much of big population, but it's a miniature. And where I'm at right now, it's pretty much country. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's good. When my affection for Canada, Fort Erie is, strippers have to take it all off, and the beer is better. So that's why I used to go to Canada all the time.
Yeah, and age-wise, it's 18 and plus.
Yeah, right. So it was much better for that. I mean, it was so cool because we lived used to be able to walk right over the bridge in Niagara Falls, but now you got to have a enhanced license or whatever. But we never thought of Canada as being another country growing up. It was just Canada. It was like another city or something for us, But where Freeride lives, he lives in St. Louis. He's far away from Canada. Matter of fact, one of his bucket list things, if I'm not correct, is to see Niagara Falls, right? Freeride.
Yes, that's one on my bucket list.
And I take that for advantage because I see it all the time.
Yeah. You
go on
take
the
it
Canadian
for granted.
side.
You take it for granted, and Canada to me is like I want to go to Vancouver. I want to go check it out. I'd love to go to Montreal one time, just to
But
go.
You have to go before you go to another city like Vancouver and all that. You have to go to Montreal.
Montreal's a bitchin' city. I understand it's beautiful up there.
It is.
Yeah.
And Toronto's like New York City. Toronto's like the New York
Pretty
City
much.
Yeah, and he's right though. You have to go to the Canadian side of the falls. It's so much better than the American side. The American side of the falls, you might get knifed.
Oh,
Yep.
Yes.
Freaking dangerous,
Yes.
huh?
It's one of the worst cities in New York State is Niagara Falls, New York. But Niagara Falls, Canada, in 40 is beautiful. It got all these hotels and museums and all kinds of cool. They call it the Flats, I believe. And it is amazing. And don't go to the American side. We got a casino and death.
Casino and death. and growing up when you were in high school up there in Montreal, did Rush have any kind of an influence on you when you were in high school?
Pretty much. I mean, Rush was pretty big in Canada in those days. I mean, still is today. I mean, you talk to anybody about Rush and Mahogany Rush, if you recall.
Yeah, Mahogany Rush.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I remember Mahogany Rush. Yep.
Mahogany Rush, April Wine, all those bands there.
What was that guitar player for Mahogany Rush? He
He's
tried
in
out
Florida,
for the
I think,
Stones.
now.
Yeah.
And Frank Marino.
Frank Marino, yeah, he tried
Frank
out for
Marino.
the Stones. He actually plays on the Black and Blue album for the Stones,
Yep.
and they picked Ronnie Wood over him, which I don't know why, because Frank Marino was such a better guitar player. But I guess Ronnie Wood looked more the Stones part. He looked like Keith Richards Jr. So it was perfect. So you play the bass, correct?
I've been playing bass for many years for majority of bands, but I picked up the guitar as well when I was at the age of 16. We're talking in the early 80s, and it pretty much stuck with me. And when I started writing the album, drums were something that I had to pick up as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's good to have multi instruments. I can play the harmonica like a little bit, and I think
Never played harmonica. Trust me,
no.
I never played it. I think I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, well, it's not that, but Freeride plays the skin flute once in a while. So
I do not play the skin flute. I do not play the skin flute. You sick bastard. So you see. So tell me how it all started when you were got out of high school and you're finished with high school bands and stuff like that. What was your first break and what band was that? That was G13 or was that Tracks?
Oh, actually, no. I was with the band Wired, but before the band Wired was called Rated X. If anybody is listening on it from Canada, Rated X was the first band I played with, and we were playing a lot of cover tunes from AC/DC. We had a girl singer.
Sweet.
Yeah, we were forcing her to do AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, a couple of Iron Maiden. I'm trying to think what other. Anyways, so we switched out to become Wired, and that's how I began. Started playing all originals with the band, and that was it. Kept on going, and then.
That's cool.
Pardon me?
I said that sounds like it was fun. Now, was that band like in Canada any records or anything released or Wired?
Well, at that time we were looked at from Metal Blade.
Oh, okay.
It was big up in Montreal in those days, and somehow we always had problems with singers.
You couldn't keep a singer.
Yep, the last singer we had in that band. We used to rehearse in the building across the strip joint, and like you said too, and he came out of that place wasted drunk, busted the front main windows in the front doors, I would say, and he took the guitars, part of drums, and was taking them down to a pawn shop.
Oh, Jesus!
Yep.
So he could drink some more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been in those days. We got to pawn it to keep the party going.
Trust me, we never saw that guy, but we got lucky to get our equipment back from the pawn shops.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's cool. That's cool. He never went to jail for that?
We never caught the guy.
Never caught him, huh?
It disappeared.
Wow.
Yep. Disappeared.
That's too bad. That is just too bad. And now, the band. Tell us a little bit about the band G13. What was that all about for you?
G13 band actually was supposed to be all instrumental. It was supposed to be G13, and my name actually Peter Graigs on it. And somehow one of my friends from Canada, Mike Sanders, who plays with Michael Sanders and the Devil Dogs. It's a blues band, actually. He convinced me, hey, I'll help you write some lyrics. And one of my friends from here in Canonsburg had introduced me to David Millern and for a singer. And then somehow I got connected with a lyricist from California, Barbara Pedroza. And the whole thing from instrumental, I started writing songs and lyrics came up. And David Millern sang a good part of it. And then I hired another singer from Australia, his name David Patterson, who sang a few songs on the G13 band. And that's the first album I made.
Oh, killer. And so is there any Kiss influence on you, man?
Other than look alike a Paul Stanley. Not really. I mean, I love Kiss. I never got too influenced with them.
No.
Well, they're like myself and Chaz is like idols. They mean what they mean to everybody. But there's no doubt about it with Kiss. We had this little thing going on where I would say 90% of the people that come on our show will be influenced by Kiss at some point. And I've been pretty much right on it, but nobody that plays music doesn't know who they are. There isn't a person that doesn't know who they are.
It's big. It took a lot of people, even in Canada. Same thing. Kiss was very big at those days. But like you asked me before, like Rush, Led Zeppelin was humongous up there in my early days.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you. Now you're friends with Rick Delosier, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and have you ever wanted to maybe play with Rick or get into what he's up to, or?
We never talked about. We kind of keep in touch a little bit. I know he had a few shows going back and forth, but I take a little bit of advice off from him and a couple of his friends too that he interacts with. So it kind of helps me improve my situation, the things I'm looking for, and things to do. It's the internet thing is pretty new for me, so I've been, it's a struggle, but working around it.
Oh, it's definitely a medium for music now, the internet,
Yes.
Is Chaz
it's a better.
Chaz is sleeping over there, man.
No, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm sorry. I'm like, well, it's different talking to I'm a musician myself, if you didn't know, and it's different hearing a different perspective, someone that was breaking it from another country. So to me, it's just interesting to hear. And the point I was going to make about the internet thing is it's the same thing, but it's more embraced now. Like in the mid early 2000s, it was like the worst thing in the world for music was the internet. Now, sure, that killed record sales and stuff like that, but now with the advent of streaming music and like the way to push your music, YouTube out there, all these internet radio channels, I think it bettered itself and it's good for music now. Now I think if the internet disappeared, music would suffer again, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I agree with that too. I mean, the internet is pretty much a big part of life of everybody, especially the youngsters nowadays, the early stages. I mean, you see kids now at the age of 5-6 years old, they have a little cell phone and playing with it and playing games and all that. So, no, you're right about that. The internet is pretty much a big embrace worldwide now. But the thing is, the competition is a lot wider than what it used to be in the early days.
Right. Well, I think it's in some ways I like that better. And I'll tell you why. Because back in like the 70s and 80s, we didn't get to pick the music we liked. We had to listen to what the record companies put out. Some of it was good, some of it was great, some of it sucked in my opinion. But now you have the ability to just listen to whatever you want, and there really is no like stamp on it. Is this rock? I don't even know. Is this what is this? Because music is starting to a lot of it sound alike too, in a way.
Exactly, I agree with that too. I agree. You're right on that part. You have more of a choice of music anymore, but the main tricky thing to all that for me, I believe, is finding ways to get yourself out there, people to get to know you. So, it's either you got to be like a Trumpster and try to do anything possible to get people noticing you, or just stay quiet,
Right. No, and you're right. And I know, and Chaz is a musician too, and he knows too that his Facebook alone is not going to do it for you. You got to get your stuff on like those Spotify's, and I got your music out there for people to find.
Exactly.
And we're going to put some of your tunes on our station, if we already have it, and so people will be able to. And when it plays and comes across, it'll say who you are and whatever. And if you sell any music on, what is it? Google? Not Google. Is it Google? We got it on. Yeah, it'll link it right to there automatically.
Oh, cool.
iTunes or Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. That's the one. Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazon.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So there's those avenues like that, and those are good too. In a lot of days, like 20 years ago, maybe your record wouldn't be played on a radio station anywhere because it wasn't coming from the big four studios or whatever.
Exactly. And it depends who was backing you up. Like Metal Blade in those days, I remember they're coming out with bands that were coming from Europe, like Exciter, if you guys recall Exciter. What was it? Tigers of Pantang. Those some older bands I remember.
Oh no
those.
shit! Jesus Christ, man, you're digging deep there. I haven't heard that name. I guess it's been 30 years since I heard that name.
Is that Adrian Vandenberg's band, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No.
didn't they do something like with Hawkwind or something like that, where they had
It's
that?
been too long. I can't remember.
Jesus Christ, man!
Yeah.
When you bring up names like that, I'm just like, oh, well, okay, I've heard of them, and they were an abstract. All those bands were abstract here in America, but I'm sure they were commonplace up in Canada, weren't they?
Oh yeah, and actually, now that we're talking about Tigers of Pantang, I remember with Anvil. You guys know Anvil, obviously.
Yeah,
Anvil. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll back up a little bit. There was one show we opened up for Anvil in, my God, in a small town. I'm trying to think if it was close to the border of the States.
Okay.
And actually a movie was filmed there too. And I can't remember everything from A to Z, but yeah, we opened up for the first time for Anvil when they were starting out too.
Get that, guys? Did you get that?
Oh,
He
awesome.
doesn't remember a lot of things out of me.
That's me too. But if you were probably around my area in the Buffalo area, because we're the closest, unless you're going up the other way to Detroit and Michigan, we would be the closest.
Actually, it would be closer to the side of
Oregon,
New York,
Washington.
from
New York.
the main highway that goes to Canada.
Yeah, that's where we are. I'm in Buffalo, New York. So
Okay,
I'm right on the border. I'm not by Niagara Falls, actually.
okay. You're on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so but Anvil, that's a band that didn't make it. That Anvil was an influential band, and most people don't even know who the hell they are.
Well, that's
and-
they had that big
Black
DVD.
yeah. Maybe now more people know who Anvil is, but for a long time the dudes were broke as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the radio wouldn't play them. They weren't cute enough. The radio didn't
Right.
play them. Decided it wasn't cool, and the radio usually likes to play what they want you to hear. So
Right. No, I agree with that. But Anvil definitely, even now, if they played now, I think they would have people show up.
Yeah. I mean, when they first when the name started coming out again, just what was it, a few years ago, they were doing a video and of their tour and everything, and I think they wrote a book. I can't remember all that. I follow some of the news, not everything in details.
Right.
And I do recall they kind of struggled a little bit. They had a little comeback, but I mean, they were for the longest time pretty much. I thought they're gonna be gone.
Right. They played at the US Festival in '83 in front of like million people, I think it was, and they should have been bigger than they were.
Oh yeah, and especially one of my favorite songs from them was "March of the Crabs."
Oh yeah, I remember that song, and they were just the ugliest guys. That's what the problem was, though. They couldn't, like Chad said, you had to be good looking in the '80s, man. You had to have some. It was the video generation now.
Well,
man.
unless
are you
you
telling
were
me
Kiss.
it's not the same today? Come on.
Unless you were
Yeah, it
Kiss.
is.
I mean, come on, let's be honest. The guys from Kiss are the ugliest motherfuckers on the face of the earth without their makeup on.
No,
Yeah, but they found a way to get around it.
Paul Stanley is famous with the ladies, man, and
Well,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Well, think about it. He's Paul Stanley. I mean, think
no,
about
even
it.
before. And Gene
Well-
Simmons' tongue, he don't need to look good.
Well, we just have a special place in our heart for Paul Stanley because he looks like our Aunt Dorothy. That's why.
He does.
So.
He does look like yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And our mom looks like David Lee Roth. So we got like the rock and roll family here. It's true. But there's a lot like talking about the difference in rock from around all the world in that. In the early '80s, the English, again as they were in the '60s, the English metal bands really influenced a lot of the American music.
Yes, they did.
Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all the they all
Black
influenced Black Sabbath, and they probably, if not the most, Black Sabbath, and we don't forget about that. So even in the bands in Canada and the bands here in the United States were very much influenced by British metal, as much as they were, and more than they were influenced by American or anything. I believe.
But
In the
you
early
see,
days.
what I always understood, and I somehow I don't really understand it why, take for example, like Jimi Hendrix. He wasn't well known here in the States at all. He got famous down in Europe, and then his music came all the way back here in the United States.
Yep. Maybe the English music scene is a little less, here, this is what you're going to like than it is here. Maybe the media or back at the time, maybe the music scene in England was pretty much listen to what you want to, where they didn't control it as much,
And it's still today, I find that just the Europeans, the heavy metal is a lot more louder than here.
Yeah, it is. It definitely.
I mean, come on, you go to Germany and you play in front of millions of people.
Yeah, come here and you're playing 4 people, It's like,
exactly. You go from 150 people in a bar and you go down in Germany and you're playing in front of millions.
Right. And they do and same with Japan. These shredders, guitar shredders from the 80s are like gods in Japan.
Yeah.
They're like...
I agree.
The music only sucks here, I think.
I don't know. It's because what it comes down to, it's if they're making money out of it or not. But and I mean, I hate to say it. I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, heavy metal is kind of dying out." It's not dying out. It's just it's not strong enough here versus Europe.
Right.
Well, that's because there's a lot of metalheads around this world, and you would know this as much as I. Like, just the metalhead mentality is 90% of the time, well, it's new, it sucks, I don't like it. Let me listen to something old that I listened to in 1983. I don't even care if if it's the same band. A band is out in 1983, they don't like their 2016 release because they're stuck in the past. People are afraid to move on and enjoy newer music. I don't know if you get that same feeling, and with your metal in your life.
True. Yeah, I would say true with that. Yep. I agree with that too.
And it kills music. It kills everything. And then it turns into it starts turning into well, my bands from the 80s are better than your bands from the 90s, and I won't like your 90s band. But it's okay to like my 80s band.
Wow,
but
you
you're
just
right
described Guido to a T.
But you're right on that, and you're wrong on that too, because there is bands that are still out there that are drawing a big audience because they and they're not new. Okay, Disturbed's 15 years old, but you go to a Disturbed concert, you were just there. There's young and old and all kinds of people, raising their fists in the air. So
yeah. They're old now, though. They're 16 years old. Like when Disturbed came out, it's about the same time frame in 2000 of when Poison came out. It's a whole different generation. So now in 2000, it was cool for me to go see Poison because they were retro now, and that's where it is with Disturbed. But I'm not talking about Disturbed. It's like music in the past 5 years. Nobody will
understand. Right. Nobody probably listens to the band like Ghost or some of these new bands. Even Saint Asonia, who I enjoy.
Actually, Ghost is a pretty cool band.
Yeah, I love
Ghost. Is the best band around right now.
But they're not probably not a lot of people know about them.
They're Grammy Award winning, but people won't give them a chance because they're new.
But Jethro Tull's Grammy Award winning.
Yeah, I first saw them on TV a few months back.
Yeah. Ghost is they're definitely, and I didn't at first I didn't know who they were, and Chaz actually turned me on to them. But I do like them. But they're different. That's what I like about them. They're not the norm, of what they're not stuck in the old days or I don't even know. Maybe they're just their future of rock. Maybe that sound that they have, because there's a different sound.
It is.
Totally different sound, and when you get down to it, a lot of they do a lot of festivals out in Europe, over in Europe. They do a lot of compared to what we do here in the States. Our festivals tour like Ozfest and Metal Fest, or the different festivals. They travel. When you do a festival in Europe, it's one time, man. And you've got 25 fucking bands, and you got 3.5 million people showing up for the show.
Oh yeah,
and
we do that. We do that here. Bonnaroo is like that.
Well, yeah, but it's still
shitty band.
Yeah,
well,
they're shitty bands. But in Europe, a lot of bands here in the U.S. I could name a couple: Symphony X and Greg Lepon. Mike Lepon over there, and just a couple of different bands that have just gone over to Ulrich. and the Tribe, and all them
Right.
guys went over and did all these festivals, and there's 25, 30 bands at these festivals. I mean, you can't beat that.
Another big thing now is, and Mike did it too with Sim, is the metal cruises, the boat cruises.
The boat,
That-
they
that,
even have classic rock cruises, man, where they get Asia and all these guys out there doing those.
They even
shows.
have a Kiss cruise, man. A Kiss cruise.
Kiss
Yeah.
cruise.
They're gonna have the Justin Bieber cruise, but it's gonna be on a submarine.
No, it's going to be on the Titanic. Let's
Yeah,
sink
right.
that motherfucker.
Oh, wait a minute. We have Canada to blame for him. Let's not get on that now. You know.
Oh no. No, I think
and
Justin.
Kanye West will take all the credit.
I think if Justin Bieber, I'll tell you what, if Justin Bieber hooked up with a fantastic bassist and guitarist, with a lead guitarist that just kicked ass, and a damn fine drummer, I bet you that punk motherfucker could do some rocking.
I
You
don't
won't
think
do
so.
that.
I don't think he has that kind of voice. If you're gonna like compare like pop stars to do that stuff, you know who would have made a sick ass rock and roll singer because he had that voice was Michael Jackson.
Well, you got to remember
Michael,
now. You got to
Yeah.
remember.
Michael Jackson sounded
Steve Perry.
badass in a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he did some good rock. I mean, Maxwell Jackson did some good rock. But when you look at Justin Bieber, his balls are just now dropping.
I know.
So,
Wow, see that picture?
I can get him.
Yeah, his
get him into
balls are
that.
just dropping, but he's
Yeah,
got $300 million in his bank, and he doesn't need to do anything. He's set for
Boy,
the rest of his
you know,
life.
but wouldn't it be cool if he just said all of a sudden, "Let's do a rock album"?
Not really,
Not really,
because
Do
then
you
I
think
can't,
it would
make, then I
sell?
can't make money anymore.
Because I don't think it would be genuine. You know, rock music's about being genuine. It's not about, like, if you like rock, it's about the passion. It's about the art. You do it because you like it. It's genuine.
Well,
You have anger. You have
Right, it's
some
not
kind
right.
of.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It's
Would
not like
you all-
disco. You just
would you
do
all-
a disco
I
song.
agree.
Would you all consider that American Idol is all pop? Even
Come
though
on,
they,
American Idol.
even though they produced Daughtry, and a couple of other guys that were hard rock.
It's a great
There's,
band.
you know,
For the first
there
time,
was-
I agreed with. For the first time, I agreed with Steven Tyler when he came to do the show, and he said it's kind of incredible. Those kids don't get a chance to play nowhere before they make it, and you see most of them haven't even made nothing. You don't hear them.
Right.
You
They
don't
don't.
hear
They
what's up
were. They
there.
were singing in their bedrooms. They weren't, doing anything. But there's been some great voices from there. Kelly Clarkson and Chad. I know Chaz
She
loves Kelly
rocks.
Clarkson.
She rocks.
my
That's
girl.
good
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
My
She-
girl-
I like Kelly Clarkson, and
I like her too. She's pretty good.
I love Carrie Underwear. I mean, she is
You
just.
just
Underwood.
love her underwear.
I'd love to have her underwear
Yeah.
just one time. Just,
Yeah.
she
People
is
want to say
fucking hot.
the outlying rock music. Yeah, Daughtry was on there. He's cool. And then, the Adam Lambert's doing his
Lambert,
thing with Queen
it's-
and stuff. It's fantastic, but
Bo Bice is doing his thing with Blood,
no,
Sweat, and
he's doing
Tears.
nothing. He's doing nothing.
He's singing Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
He's with Blood, Sweat, and Tears now.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Lambert, I'll tell you this: the guy to me it was fixed that time, and
It was
Adam
definitely
Lambert
fixed.
could have had it.
Yeah,
He
they-
should have had it because he was definitely a great singer, and he sang like any genre. He didn't care. You give him an opera song, he was going to fucking sing it.
Well,
'cause
that's
he's-
why
That guy was unique. The guy was
Right.
very
That's why
unique.
he's the lead singer of Queen right now. And who beat him that year? Was it David Cook? Where the hell did he go?
He
You know
made
what I
a,
mean?
he made
David
a
Cook
commercial.
he went to a crack house. I
Yeah.
think he
Well,
was.
it was fixed in the way I think. Here's my opinion on it. We weren't ready yet to have a gay winner in American Idol. That's
But why?
what
But
it
why?
was.
You've got guys like
I-
Freddie Mercury and Elton John who made it, and they were all out of the closet. I mean, those guys were out of the
Exactly.
closet a
And
long
that-
time ago.
I
That
agree,
other-
but they
that
wouldn't
other
even
guy
let him
almost
come
went-
out of the closet. They wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him say he was gay on TV. They hid that fact. He
Yeah,
wasn't. He didn't pretend he wasn't gay. He knew he was gay.
If you didn't think
And-
that Elton John and Freddie Mercury were gay, then you were in a closet somewhere. Because
I never
mean,
knew Liberace was gay until I saw the movie.
you
Huh.
you didn't know Liberace was gay.
No, I thought he was just a cool dude.
No, man.
You're such a queer.
For years,
Did you know that Elvis was gay?
For many years, even when he was living. I mean, he was out of the
I
closet
think-
big time.
I
Yeah,
heard
he
that Elvis was bisexual and had an affair with John Lennon, But
Oh, shut the hell up!
I
The king of cock would not suck cock.
okay. You're so bad. You're so bad. See where this conversation, if you let us get out of control here, Peter, you're in big trouble, man. So,
But the thing of it is, and you're probably maybe he did, but we've always held like musicians and movie stars to a different standard. Like back in the 50s or not in the 50s or 60s, but the 70s, we'll say. If your neighbor was gay, you didn't want to live next to him. But if your favorite musician was gay, you didn't really give a shit. It was okay because he's famous. So, okay,
I don't
so
know
what?
where the
They're
people
same
get.
people.
I don't know where the people get. If you didn't know Elton John was gay back in the day, I mean, back in the 70s, then you didn't see one of his concerts because he was one of the.
But
most
they said that
flamboyant
they were
performers.
artists, so that's how artists are.
Yeah,
That's
well,
how
they
play the
yeah,
songs.
you're right. You're right. They did do that.
Yeah.
But when we transport now to today, being gay doesn't matter anymore.
And it shouldn't.
And it
it
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
It's music. People like it. They like it. You know.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And when you get artists, Freddie Mercury broke that glass ceiling, and so did Elton John. Both those guys broke that glass ceiling. But you don't know who the gay guys are now.
Well, there's rumors that Elton or Mick Jagger and David Bowie were like lovers. And I mean, I think it was actually the English that started it all. But because John Lennon had proof of it. Elton John. The only American one back then I knew of was Rock Hudson and Liberace. Who else?
Yeah.
It was all English.
Yeah, there was nobody else that you knew about.
Right. Well, Freddie Mercury, though, he was another one that didn't give a shit if somebody knew. It was the media or the record companies and the execs that didn't want people to know he was gay. If you couldn't tell that he wasn't gay, you're retarded, or you need to be like examined. I mean, you really do.
But there was, and there is a lot of like people that are not comfortable with it and will seriously denounce. You think the Catholic Church, you think all those crazy Catholic Church people will like not, burn his albums back in the 70s and 80s?
Yeah,
Bullshit.
but they have to buy them to burn them, so he made money. Who gives a shit? Burn it. You got to buy it to burn it. Why not? I don't care. I'd rather you burn my records. Fuck it, burn it. I'll make the same amount of money.
The media in those days was totally different, though. I mean,
Exactly.
I remember growing up on Queen, and pretty much a lot of people knew he was gay already, but that didn't stop people listening to Queen,
Yeah, and not everybody actually knew he was gay until they actually saw him in concert and said, God, that guy's a homosexual. But back in the 70s, correct me if I'm wrong, but back in the 70s, they used to say that they were flamboyant.
Flamboyant,
right.
They were.
It was.
This is a serious. I have a serious question. I have a serious question here because you guys were around back then. I wasn't because I'm a little bit younger. So, was Freddie Mercury out of the closet homosexual before everybody knew he was dying of AIDS or not? I
was.
just don't know.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was. If you saw Queen on television for their, the videos when they did, when you found out he was gay. Actually, when I found out that he was actually gay was when I saw him on Don Kirshner's rock concert.
When he came out of the closet when they did. It was like 1979 when they came out, right before they did the Game album with what do you call it? The two #1 hits, Crazy Little Thing Called Love and We Will Rock You. Whatever, Another One Bites Dust. Those two songs, right around that time period, is when he did come out, and it was funny because they were so famous then, they were so huge. It didn't matter now. Okay,
right, and that's exactly the point I was trying to get at. Right. Freddie Mercury was who he was already, but if Freddie Mercury came out in the 1972 or whatever as a homosexual, he would not have been in the 70s where he was by 1979. And that's because of the religious persecution and the government persecution and everything else on earth, and it was all bullshit. It really was.
But see, now it's different. Once you make it, you're right. Once you make it, you're Freddie Mercury, whatever. He could have just said, I'm going to make a donation of $1 million to Catholic charities. they're going to shut their damn mouth, okay? Because now he's got the money.
Ever.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they ever went after. I know what you're saying, but I think you're right because in the 50s, they had to make Rock Hudson marry a girl.
Yeah, Rock
Because he was
Hudson.
gay.
Yeah, but see, the thing is Rock Hudson and Gomer Pyle were a couple, and nobody knew it.
That's how they got Goober, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how they got Goober. And
Yeah.
what's his name? What
Neighbors.
was his? Jim Neighbors. Yes, Jim Neighbors and Rock Hudson were lovers, but that didn't come out until they were both dead, because
Right.
they would have never worked.
He was in bed. Well, golly, Rock.
Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
Now I know why they call you Rock.
But unfortunately, too, in the world today, it also kind of goes on the other offense. Like if an artist is out, hey, I'm an openly gay artist. I feel there's a lot of people that try to make up for it and will unfairly maybe bombard this artist just because they're gay, and it might not even be worth it.
Actually,
The
it's cool
music
to be
might
gay.
change.
There's a lot of cool. There's a lot of now cool factor, to being gay. Believe it.
How did
or not,
we get
you know.
on this
And
conversation?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying about music. It's just as bad.
Right.
It's just almost as bad for someone to dislike you because you're gay, as bad as to say, well, I'll just like your music because you're gay.
Exactly.
How about you
look
just
at
like
Rob
goddamn music?
Halford? Look, for example, like Rob Halford.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's it. I can't believe we didn't even mention him.
Rob Halford is the only man that looked gay, then came out and looked badass.
Yeah.
The only man. He looked more gay when we thought he was straight.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree then, for sure.
You know, and we were all wearing leather studs and shit that he was buying at the gay sex shop.
Yeah. And
'Cause
you
we
guys
thought
were
it was
wearing
cool.
it, and you were wearing it, you gay bastard.
Oh, I still got my
your chaps?
leather gloves. Yeah, I got my assless chaps.
You got your
Yeah, I got
assless
my
chaps?
leather gloves. I have my leather jacket. I've been wearing that for years.
Yeah, I had a leather jacket. Somebody left it at a party.
And my mom had the nerve to buy me one of those leather Michael Jackson jackets.
Wait a minute, your mom bought you Michael Jackson? That was in the '80s. You already had kids and shit. Why would she be buying you a?
Trust me, she bought this for me because one day, okay, you ready for this? I was at home with the kids, okay, and I was watching the Michael Jackson Thriller video.
Right.
And she said, "Well, who is that?" And I said, "Do you remember the song Ben from the movie Ben?" She goes, "Oh yeah," because she really liked that movie. And she goes, "Oh, he did that?" And I said, "Yeah, that's Michael Jackson right there." So we talked about it for a while. The next thing I know, the following Christmas, she gets me this leather jacket with these zippers all over.
Dude, that's awesome. I wanted that fucking jacket so bad in '84.
Did you really? Did you really?
Yeah, I was
gave it
10
to
though.
Goodwill.
I was 10 in '84. I wanted that. I had the glove. We made our own. I had the sequin glove. Yeah.
You were just out of this world.
I have a
What was
Prince tattoo on my arm, dude.
What was that movie? What was that, Wedding Singer?
Yeah.
Where that one guy dressed like Michael Jackson. He looked like Michael Jackson. What are you wearing, man? What are you wearing?
I remember the movie, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. I think he's confusing movies again. He's got.
Well,
you
one
know,
of the guys was at the bar when they were at the bar, and one of the other guys, God, I can't think of it. I can't think of his name.
you take your medicine today?
The old feller was wearing the leather jacket. Anyway, so-
moving right along. Hey, I do remember a fantastic performance by Billy Idol in that movie, though.
yeah, Billy Idol was pretty cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
Billy Idol is to me is. I know we go off on tangents here, Peter. Sometimes we just shoot the shit. So sometimes.
It's okay.
Sometimes you're the guest and get interviewed, and sometimes you're just part of the conversation.
It's okay.
But I remember Billy Idol. I don't think Billy Idol he was awesome, okay? But I don't think if he didn't have MTV, I don't think people would listen to Billy Idol. Because I don't think radio would have played him if MTV didn't play him first.
I don't know. Canada was playing him pretty much.
Were they? Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Idol.
And they used to play. Oh my God, White Wedding. Yeah, they used to play that song over and over, day by day. That song.
Yeah, 10, 15 times a freaking day. I remember when it first came out.
Yeah.
White Wedding.
I thought he was so cool, though. I just wanted to have a haircut.
But it's the B-sides of that album that came from that was his best work.
Yeah, that was the best album he ever made.
That's one of the greatest albums ever made, man. I mean, if you take that song off of the album, it's still a fantastic album.
Actually, I think
Hello?
Hello.
Did we lose Guido there?
I think
no,
we lost-
I pushed my mute button. My bad. I think his best album was Devil's Playground that came out in like when was that, Chaz? Was that the 2000s, wasn't it, or was it?
I couldn't even tell you. But the one thing I do have to say is just remember one thing. And remember, it's a joke. Black weddings matter, too. Okay,
Black
moving
weddings
on.
matter. Moving on. Black wedding. Yeah.
Well, now that we went that way, okay.
No, stop it. Music.
Music.
It is music. All right, I won't go there. Never mind.
Don't go there. Guido, don't go there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so now you made me. Now my mind's thinking about it, dude. Somebody changed the damn subject because I was going to talk about the Wiz.
The Wiz.
The interpretation of the Wizard of Oz with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Ben Vereen and somebody else. Yeah. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about it, but that's
what we're talking about. Billy Idol. Billy Idol was great. I mean, yes, MTV helped push his career, but MTV helped push everybody's career.
MTV also helped push another one of my favorite artists that I don't think would have made it without MTV, and that's Brian Setzer.
Oh, yeah.
I love Brian Setzer.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have been popular without the MTV. You know, and we could say that about a lot of bands, though, too. Like you said, the Flock of Seagulls.
Oh,
They had
my
a
God,
hit.
yeah.
They shouldn't have had a hit.
And
A lot of those
Or Duran Duran.
No,
Duran
Duran
Duran, yeah.
it's
Boy
staying
George.
power. You know, Duran Duran wasn't a one-hit wonder. They had 3-4 albums where they sold millions of copies. So,
Well, I still think that they were more of a. They were, how can I say it without insulting anyone? But they were a gift. They were they were gifted that spot, and I think that money in the background had a lot to do with it.
no, it's
No,
because
I know
they
what
were
he's
more
saying.
good-looking
He's saying,
guys.
yeah, he
But
was
it
just
a
saying
new
basically,
era
all
that
right,
was
you
coming
guys,
up, though. There was a new era coming up because you got Boy
Yeah.
George coming in at the same time. You
Yeah.
had Madonna coming in at the same time. They all had that same type of dress. And
I
then
wanted
you
to
had
come in Madonna too back then.
Pardon me?
I wanted to dry hump her.
I
wanted
wanted
to
to.
hump her
Oh,
head.
Madonna was like. I remember the first time I seen her, and it was the Borderline video. I'm like, I pitched a tent, man. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I was like in a tent, you know,
Yeah, she
and
was hot.
yeah,
You know what ruined it for Madonna was her book.
and crack.
Yeah, and crack.
Yeah.
Madonna was
If you-
ruined. I've
if you-
never seen that. She's been pretty much an enormous artist my whole life.
Yeah, if Madonna goes on tour right now, she'll sell at every city she goes to.
Right.
She will. She will. She's like
And
she's
not-
the Barbara Streisand of the '80s, I think, or the '90s.
And you see, if you recall, too, Lita Ford wouldn't have done it either without MTV. Because
Without MTV, she wouldn't have stood a friggin' chance, and that's the fucking truth.
Or sleep, everybody.
I have
Like,
to turn her
either-
off on the radio. If I see her on the box, I'm fine with her. But if
I-
I just hear her on the radio, I got to shut her off.
Well, she also slept with a lot of people, and I'm
But
not
this-
even being a joke.
But
about
here
it.
we go. Does that argument work, opposite for her guitar duo partner and Joan Jett? Because Joan Jett, was sexy, but she didn't, promote it like Lita Ford did.
No,
Lita
Joan
Ford
Jett was
lived
like,
off
Joan
sex.
Jett, and not because she's a lesbian, because nobody knew she was a lesbian back then, but she was like a dude in a sexy way. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
knew she was a dyke.
Yeah, but no, I
She
never
was
did.
a
I never
lesbian.
did. She rocked hard like a dude did back then.
But
She wasn't
she
like
is
pretty
the
and
artist.
Right,
she's
but
an
they
artist.
both rocked hard. But I think what I'm saying is Lita Ford really pushed the sex scene. Lita Ford wanted to be like the Madonna of heavy metal, where
Sure.
Joan Jett was just like going out to rock and roll and do what
but
she
even
has to do.
Their
So
band
who came
Runaways.
first? Let me ask you, who came first?
Joan Jett.
Joan Jett or Pat Benatar? Pat Benatar did, right?
Joan Jett, no, Joan Jett
came
was out
7 with the Runaways.
1973 or something like that.
73,
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That was out.
Pat Benatar got picked up a lot faster, though.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sure.
Pat Benatar, as a female artist, was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Joan,
I remember those lips.
Those clips. But Joan Jett, her album with I Want Rock and Roll, that album was huge, and she changed a lot of the music, and she made it okay that you didn't have to be glamorous to be a woman in rock.
Yeah, And you see, when I recall those days, the Runaways weren't as popular. When Pat Benatar came out, John Jett came out after.
Yeah, she did come out after because she stayed with the. You're right. As a solo artist, she came out after. But what I'm saying is, Pat Benatar was a sexy woman. Okay,
Yeah.
she was a beautiful woman. Joan Jett is not an ugly woman, but she didn't do the same thing. You didn't say Joan Jett, oh, her sexy lips.
Yeah, musically was different.
Herself. She didn't sexualize herself. She wore leather pants and a leather jacket and a scarf or a handkerchief around her neck. That was Joan Jett. You know, she didn't wear pretty, sexy outfits. She played the guitar and sang. And buy it or don't. And that's why I give her more respect.
Well, Pat Benatar, I mean, as much as she looked in those days, I mean, she was just very normal on stage because I remember seeing them.
I'm not saying bad things about Pat Benatar. I'm not. She's a great artist.
Her voice is what got picked up a lot, those songs. I mean, she had a very powerful voice those days.
And
Here's a good thing, since we're talking about these, three leading women of the '80s rock movement. How about we all rank them 1, 2, 3 of your favorites? I'll start it. My least favorite of that group, honestly, even though she's a good guitar player, Lita Ford. I don't really like a lot of her music. She's not as good of a songwriter as, say, than with next. Well, songwriter, even if she writes it or not, or gets it written for her. So she's number 3. Pat Benatar is a fantastic singer. She's number 2. But I'm all about Joan Jett. I love Joan Jett. She's one of the greatest influences, not only on women, but just for punk rock music in general, which I'm a big fan of. But Joan Jett certainly is my number 1.
I would have to go the same order as him because the only 2 songs I like by Lita Ford is Kiss Me Deadly and the one she did with Ozzy. And Pat Benatar, her and her husband were such great songwriters. They wrote such memorable songs that will never go away. But again, Lita Ford did it, just rocked it. She didn't care if the shit was going to sell. I mean, not Lita Ford, Joan Jett. She just didn't care if it sold or not. She played for herself.
Exactly.
And that's
I agree. I go with the same.
And I don't mean to correct any, but actually, Pat Benatar was first, and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts was 1976, and Pat Benatar came out with her first in 1975.
Yeah, Bluish album there.
Yeah.
Well, Joan Jett was out with the Runaways Free Ride first.
Correct, 1976. And she toured with Cheap Trick, the Ramones, Van Halen, and Tom Petty.
Right.
And they opened act for all of those bands in 1976.
Well, I remember seeing, one of my favorite songs by Joan Jett is Bad Reputation. And the song is not
a great song.
It is, and it's not like a great. You have to be an amazing musician to play it, but it gets you moving, and it gets what it's supposed to do. It gives you some emotion. That's what music should be about. Is what do we do? We're sad. Somebody died. What do? We listen to music. My girlfriend left me. I'm going to listen to some heartbreaks. I love this person. This song is our wedding song. Music is every part of our life, so it should have some kind of emotional value, I think. Yeah, and well spoken.
My dog.
Yeah. that happens all the time, and here the cat or one of the kids, come through and talk, and it's great. But anyways, back to women in rock. Now there's some great women in rock.
Yes.
I love he's hey, bring him in. What's that? Lizzie Hale's good from Hailstorm. What's the other one, Anthony?
I heard her live on. I heard her a few. I mean, I would say maybe a little bit longer than that. A few months back on TV, she was playing some blues. She has an incredible voice.
Oh, she's amazing. And
she shreds on the guitar too, man. She's a really good guitar player.
Yep. And the girl
two
from
big ones. Haley Williams from Paramore and Amy Lee from Evanescence just re-energized the female fronted rock bands, and it was so happy.
Amy Lee probably more than the other one. Amy Lee was the first one to.
No way. I mean, the first one. She was the first one for sure, but her impact is not anything like Haley Williams. Paramore was one of those bands.
She was the first one to get the ball rolling for women again, make it acceptable. Yeah, because for a while the woman in rock was gone through the 90s.
It was.
We had the Lilith Fair rock in the 90s.
Well, who did you have in the 90s? Women-led hard rock bands. What?
But you had no hard rock. So that and stuff. You had Oh yeah,
You had Garbage. You had Garbage.
No
you
doubt.
had
No doubt.
the 4-9 Blondes. You had
Yeah.
what was that other band?
What
That other
was
band?
what was the name of that band? Walk Like an Egyptian. Who did that song?
That was
That's
from the
80s,
80s,
buddy.
be right.
Was that 80s?
The girls.
That's
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah.
That's them. That's them. That was 80s. Okay, you're right.
But yeah, as opposed to like mid 90s and on, you know, the women in hard rock were gone, unfortunately, and I love female fronted band. Courtney Love.
Then you had Miles. I forget her first name. Miles from Toronto. She came in.
Alana Miles.
Alana Miles. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a few of them out there. There was, but a lot of them were like they were almost soft rock. You had Sheryl Crow, and you had what's the other one? Come to My Window, Melissa Etheridge, in that.
Yeah.
They
That's why I
were
said,
they were more like Bonnie Raitt rock. They weren't like Lita Ford rock. You know,
the
they weren't.
Cranberries. That was the other band I was thinking of. The Cranberries.
Oh, the Cranberries is a very underrated band with a great singer. Sure, her voice is amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bands too. Like I think the punk movement coming back made it acceptable again too in a lot of ways because the newer punk. Punk's about just having fun and whatever. Now it used to be about aggression and against politics, but now it's about fun. and I think that did a lot too. You know, music now, even now, because you got the internet, it doesn't matter if the record company wants you. If you're a girl and you rock, you can just throw your video on YouTube and get 1 million hits.
Yeah, if you're good, music's good, people will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, fellas, we're going to do a song here real quick, take a break, and we'll be back shortly. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a tune off of Scars of Grace.
Mm-hmm.
And how about we do, real quick, we'll do Into the Void. Does that sound okay to you, Peter?
Yeah, that's good to me.
Okay, man, we're going to do, this is Into the Void. This is Scars of Grace on KGFRocks.com.
No, every time I hear it.
Hey, yeah, I don't remember passwords very well. I don't remember birthdays very well, and I have a hard time with names. That's for sure. We were on the air while you were running your mouth, by the way.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I am an asshole and proud of it. Matter of fact, Donald Trump's my dad.
Let me ask you this. We'll get back over here to Peter. Peter, what's the bar scene like there in Pennsylvania, there in Pittsburgh area?
To be honest with you, I haven't played in any bars around here, so I have no clue. Not yet.
No clue. So, and you don't go. I mean, are there concert venues by you, or are there bars, clubs where they do a lot of rock and roll?
From my knowledge, I know there's a few bars around where some rock bands, I've heard and seen that they do some cover songs and everything. And there's a Rex Theater that I was supposed to go and play there a while back, but I don't have a full band. And there should be another, there is another club too, because I heard some names, they go there pretty much, I can't remember the name offhand, I apologize.
Oh, that's all right. I don't remember the name of half the bars around here because they change like every fucking 4 weeks. You know. It's
Under new management is a permanent logo outside some of the bars here in St. Louis. So most everybody, they're always changing new management, new owners, and stuff like that. So are you working on something right now?
I started working on, I've been working on it. It's called, actually, I don't know if I want to give it away right away.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm working on a new album right now.
Okay.
4 songs out of 4. Now I'm just trying to put lyrics together and voice together and see who's going to be singing on it, and we're taking it from there step at a time.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Maybe we can hook him up with a singer, man, a lead singer.
Yeah.
Who can really belt it out. Who can hook him up with that. So, was it worth the wait to get on the show tonight?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here.
Well, we hope you had fun. We certainly hope you had fun. You can pick him up over there on Facebook. Peter Graigs, and also with Scars of Grace, and that's on Spotify, or is that on? Where can they get
It's
your
pretty
music?
much it's worldwide. It's everywhere. I mean, it's Spotify, iTunes. It's everywhere.
Okay,
cool.
cool. So you guys look him up and give a little bit of love to him and listen to his music and rock him out. And we are going to do that here at kgfrocks.com. And he will be on rotation with a lot of great bands that we've had on our show. And another fantastic fucking interview, man. Thank you so much, dude.
I appreciate.
I'm glad you could come on tonight. Anything else, guys?
No, that's great. Thank you for coming on. I had fun talking to you.
Hey,
Yeah.
fun talking to you guys too, man.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Graigs, and pick up his music, okay? It's really kick-ass, and if you like that Into the Void, his other stuff is really kick-ass. So thanks a lot, Peter, for coming on with us tonight. We really do appreciate it, man.
I thank you too, man. I thank you too.
All right. You have a good night, and give that dog a bear hug. He's got German Shepherds, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I
awesome.
got a female and a male. They're my best loyal dogs. My best friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, big fella. You have a good evening, and again, thanks for joining us. Okay, man.
You too, guys. Don't forget, go on my Facebook, Peter Graigs. You can just hook up there and befriend me right there, and I'll hook you up, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks a bunch, man. Have a good night, Pete.
All right, you too, man. Thank you, guys.
See you,
Have a
buddy.
good night.
All right, Peter Graigs. Here
Did
on.
you not just say? You just not call him Big Guy, did you?
Yeah, I called him Big Guy.
KGF Rocks, bringing you international rock and roll.
Yes. KGFrocks.com. I got to tell you, man, that was a good interview. That was a lot of fun. Lot of fun. So anyways, next week on the show, next week on Conjugal Visit, we are going to have with us Lucky Leher. Okay?
What?
Lair. Lucky Lair. He's a drummer from the Circle Jerks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he is considered the godfather of hardcore drumming. Lucky was voted the best punk drummer of all time by readers of influential Flipside magazine. My style is a combination of Latin, hard, and speed rock, borrowing heavily from the childhood of exposure to legends like Buddy Rich and artists like him. So it really kicks ass that we got this guy on, and we want to send out a very big thank you to Donna for hooking us up with this show. We really appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in next week. There's one more thing here. Let me share this with you. Let me. Where is it?
Hold on, he's got to look for it.
I gotta look for it. It's here. Come on. You know, is it me or is it Facebook getting slower?
You're getting slower.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
It definitely is here. Well, he had some comments for him. Dave Grohl of Nirvana and Foo Fighters. Now just watch this guy. This is about Lucky. As Lucky tears into live versions of Circle Jerks, Red Tape in the DVD version of The Decline of Western Civilization. Kick-ass drummer, man. This is going to be a fucking great show, dude. I'm jazzed for it. This is going to be good. This is going to be really
Well,
good.
I'm excited to get some good music taste in here and talk about some old school punk rock that I like.
Punk
Damn it.
rock, man. Punk rock. And if you haven't heard that song, Red Tape, yet, you got to check it out. It fucking rocks. It really does. The whole band rocks. So enjoy that. Okay. What do you got going on there, Guido?
I got nothing going on, but Chaz wants to talk about the show we went to.
Okay.
No,
hey,
you can have a say in this because this is going to be Chaz Stanley and Guido's concert review. Bum bum bum.
bum, bum, bum,
We're gonna
dun,
disagree.
We're not going to disagree. Okay, so the concert review was for the concert we just went and saw, which was Disturbed, Breaking Benjamin with special guests Saint Asonia and Alter Bridge. Now, background on all these bands for all you listeners who may not be too sure. Everybody knows who Disturbed is. Okay, sure. A lot of people know who Breaking Benjamin is. Okay, Saint Asonia is the singer from 3 Days Grace, the original singer. he up and left, and he started a band with the guitar player from Stain, Mike Mushak, and they have the band Saint Asonia, which I didn't go in and see, but I heard them from the parking lot. They sounded fantastic. The songs I know from them sounded great, and they did 2 3 Days Grace songs.
Yeah.
I thought they sounded great. What about you, Guido?
No, I did too. I thought they sounded really good. Actually, I thought I hate what's that song by 3 Days Grace that they played the second one, the more popular one. I always forget. I hate everything about it. Yeah, was I sounded better. I think from what I heard, and they did it with
he's the same. He's the same guitar player and the same singer. So you're just making shit up right there because there's no way it gets better.
Yeah, but anyways, they were good.
And then next we had Alter Bridge, who is basically Creed with a singer who's about 15 billion times better, Miles Kennedy, who also has been playing with Slash. And I've seen them a few times. They're always great. I mean, he's got one of the best voices in rock and roll heavy metal today, if not the best voice. They played a heavy set, a lot of hard songs. They didn't play any Creed, thankfully. But like they just rocked out and they rocked out. I thought they were fantastic, and Miles Kennedy never disappoints.
Very good, but they didn't play my favorite song.
Which is what?
Open Your Eyes.
That's so. I know.
But anyways, they were good. No, they were good. They were good. They were actually good. Even the songs that I didn't know by them were very good. And because sometimes when you don't know a song, you just get bored. But I didn't, so that's good. They were very awesome.
Right, and then next we had Breaking Benjamin, and Breaking Benjamin. They started off first. I was like a song I never heard before, and then I was kind of like let down by that. But then after that song, I mean, I think 98% of the songs were all their big radio hits, and then never been a enormous fan of the band, but I enjoyed them. They were fine. They were great. Didn't make me want to leave or anything like that. They ended up playing my favorite song, Failure, and like I said, it was fine. I liked them. They weren't bad at all.
Okay, now Disturbed.
You're not saying anything about Benjamin?
I don't. My mother said, if you don't got nothing to say nice, don't say nothing at all.
What was bad about him?
I didn't like them. I don't like the band. The only song I like by them is "The Diary of Jane," and
so the radio song,
right? But I've listened to them. I've tried to get into them. I don't like them, and I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint what it is. I just don't like them, and that's I don't have to.
Well, you don't have to do anything. I just like when people have valid reasons for arguments. Okay. Anyway, Disturbed is this was probably I think it was my 9th, maybe 10th, but definitely at least my 9th time seeing Disturbed. And out of the 9 times I've seen them, they fucking kicked ass for like the 7th time. I seen them a couple times where they weren't so good, but like I said, 80% of the time these guys kick ass. They were fantastic. They played the old songs. They only played like 2 new songs off the newest album, which I was a little afraid of that they would like go heavy on the new album because it's that tour. But they only played a couple off the new. They stuck to their old songs. I knew every single word. I lost my voice by the end of it, and they still hold true to something I've been saying for the past 16 years, that they're one of the best live bands out there.
Yeah, and I'll have to go with that too because I knew every song, and and my new favorite song from them is "The Light," and when they played that one, it was just it moved me. Actually, it was a great thing, and the Sounds of Silence they do by the Simon and Garfunkel song.
Yeah, I was going to ask how was that live?
That was good. It was very good.
Cool.
So I would say
what I liked about that is when they did that, it wasn't what I was expecting. They did the song, they had an orchestra out there, but what they did that surprised me is they actually like had all the lights on, all the house lights on, and you could just see all the stringed instruments up there. You could see the whole crowd. It was just something different. It's something I wasn't expecting during that song. I mean, David Germain's voice is super powerful. He's one of the best singers around. Of course, everybody knows that too, but like, I don't know. Like I said, it's just one of the best times I've seen him, and I've seen him a lot.
Yeah, it was good, and I would definitely go see them again. And like I said, even if like my son went with us, and he's never really been a big Disturbed fan. He went for Breaking Benjamin, and now he considers himself a fan of Disturbed. So that's good if a band could do that to you. If he knew who they were, whatever. But going to see them, made him a fan.
Right, and that's the first time I seen Disturbed. Here's a quick little story. It was Ozfest. It was an early Ozfest, 2001, 2002, something like that. Disturbed was one of the second bands on the main stage. The first band on the main stage was Chevelle. Never been a big fan of Chevelle, but Chevelle was playing. It was raining. People were in the lawn throwing mud at each other. Chevelle got really bitchy and really upset and was like, you guys stop throwing mud and watch us. And then people didn't stop, so of course, drunk assholes at Buffalo start throwing mud at Chevelle. And Chevelle stops the song and says, "That's it, we're done, we quit, fuck you, Buffalo," blah, and walks off the stage. So now the crowd's getting restless, things are going crazy. Disturbed runs out there, starts their set earlier, kicks everybody's ass, calms everybody down, and everything was fantastic the rest of the night.
And by the way, Chevelle will be in Buffalo in a week.
I hope people throw mud at him.
So they're going to go back to Buffalo?
Yeah,
No, they've been back
They've been
since,
back.
but-
Yeah. It was in the early days, and that's the difference. Okay, Chevelle and Disturbed both came out around the same time, and Disturbed is headlining their own festival, and Chevelle's playing at a little bar.
Yeah.
No, Chevelle's playing at that huge place in Niagara Falls. They're not playing. They're playing the same place Disturbed played 3 months ago.
Oh well, they're not going to sell it.
They already did. Chevelle's enormous right now too.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of them though. They just think they're Tool, and there's already a Tool. You don't need another Tool. That's
Yeah,
Chevelle's
his name is
problem.
Chaz Stanley.
Yeah. You sick bastard. Well, thanks for the review, guys. That was a lot of fun. And if you want more reviews like that, tune in to next week's show. Okay, because we've got next week. Are we going to review an album next week? Finally,
Yeah, I was supposed to do it this week, but I forgot about the concert. I'm doing the new Good Charlotte album, Youth Authority, I think it's called.
Okay, all right, and we'll
Yep.
probably do a tune from that. I'll play a song from that, and we will do that. And then during the course of the week, of course, on kgfrocks.com over on the other side, you want to check out all the DJs over there, whether it's Rob Boyer, you got
Diamond.
you got
Wild
you got Nighty Fox, you got Wild Bill, you got Guido, you got myself, whatever. You never know what you're going to get at kgfrocks.com, but I do
Guido's
know.
not a DJ anymore.
Who?
Guido's.
No, but we're getting ready. Okay, and this is should I announce it or what?
Yeah, go ahead and announce it. We're just working out the details.
We're working out the details. The podcast, the KISS podcast guys, are going to be doing a show every week on kgfrocks.com, and we want you to really check it out because it's not all about KISS. It's all about the music around KISS. And it's really going to be an entertaining show, and it's a whole lot of fun. They're going to talk about nostalgic stuff and about new stuff and about what's going on in their lives and also what's going on in the rock world. And they're also going to play some kick-ass fucking music that you can't get on their podcast because they never paid royalties, so they couldn't do that. So now they're going to be on a show where they can play their music, and I think it's going to really kick ass. I think we're going to be able to enjoy it. So that'll be a whole lot of fun.
Everybody should check them out. Podcast Rock City. They're gonna put their new episode up tomorrow on Stitcher and all that stuff. Podomatic, Spreaker,
and you'll be on there.
And the special guest this week with a nice KISS discussion is myself. So everybody should go check it out.
Excellent. And I'm going to try and go on their show sometime, maybe next week. And we're going to talk about the KISS show in St. Louis at the KC Kite Fly at Forest Park. So you might want to tune in for that. That was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed the shit out of that. That was fun. So, anyways, we're out of time. We've beaten this one to death. We're out of here. We're done. This is Conjugal Visits, and you're listening to the best fucking show on the net right here. I think that was a great show, man.
Sure.
Did you enjoy the show? I hope you did.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I always like to hear my voice.
Okay. Well, with that being said, see ya.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.